Hi everyone, I'm Yasmin and I'm one of the creative designers here at Sizzix. Today I'll be showing you how to make shrink plastic earrings using our very own shrink plastic, and the techniques I'll be showing you are really easy and simple to follow, so stay tuned and I'll take you step by step on how to make them. Using the limited edition machine, I'm going to cut out all the elements that you'll need. So the materials that you'll need is shrink plastic and some really thin metal sheet. So I've just cut out my pieces already and I'm just going to layer on my dies. And the die that I'll be using is the flower set, which is in chapter 2. So this thin sheet of metal is the same thickness as the shrink plastic, so your Thinlit will cut through. And with this part you only need one element, so I'm just going to cut that out now. The next step is to add colour onto your shrink plastic. So on the shrink plastic you've got a shiny side and you've got a textured side, so we want to be inking the textured side. So all I've got here is some ink and I'm just going to carefully rub onto the shrink plastic, and this has given it a really nice colour effect. So the harder you press, the more colour it brings up. So when you're inking, try not to put your fingers onto the ink. This is just because it will pick up and then you'll see the marks. So I'm just dabbing on it now instead of rubbing. So always double checking, making sure I've got the textured side. So for the foliage, I kind of want an ombre effect, so I've gone darker at the top and then lighter at the bottom. And when you come to use the heat tool, this will really show. This is the fun part. So for this part, you'll need a mug, a mat to protect your surface, some tweezers and your heat tool and all your little elements. And the reason I use the mug is because it stops all my elements flying away when I add heat onto it. So I'm going to start off with this little piece here. I'm going to add it to my mug, and then using my heat tool I'm going to go around in a circular motion, and I'm going to use my tweezers because sometimes it gets stuck together, so I can just pull them apart. Okay, so just leave it cool a second because it can be a bit hot. So here's what it shrunk down to, and if you remember earlier I mentioned about the textured side and the shiny side, and when you shrink it down you can really see that, and it's going to look really nice when you make your earrings. You want to start off by building a base, so this is just the cutouts, which is the exact same as this, but I've just shrunk it down, and all I've done is cut this out of white card and then paint it, and I'm going to glue these two together to create my base. To build up, I'm going to add my foliage on first, so I want this to show the shiny side and not the textured side. I'm just going to put some glue down like I did with the others. And then that's going to go there like so. And then the small leaf is going to go opposite. And I've also cut this out from the same material as this, so really thin metal sheet. And then using my paper sculpting kit tool, I'm just going to go around and make this 3D. And then this is really good because you can just bend it to whatever shape you like. Now I'm going to have it like this. And then I'm going to place down where I want it, and I can just go back and mould it again. So that's going to go there. Going back with my tool, I'm just going to press down. Okay, now I'm going to build my flower. I'm going to start with the biggest piece. And I'm going to place that on top. So making this earring, it's mostly about layering, and that's how you get your effect. And using the ink is a really good idea to use, just because you can really see the colour. And you can also use our Sizzix pens, they work quite well. I'm just going to go in with the smaller flowers. I'm going to stick them on. And then I've got the back of the earring, which I'm just going to glue on, and you can buy these from anywhere. It's just flat here, so I'm going to add some glue onto the top. And then onto the back, I'm just going to glue and press down to the centre. So these will go into ears. And then that's just the back of your earring. To finish it off, I really like to add some gems in. So I've got some big ones and some smaller ones. And the bigger gem, I'm going to add onto the bigger flower. Like so. And then we've got a smaller one to add to the smaller flower. Pick off any glue that you have, because it does get quite messy and stringy using the glue gun. So these are my two earrings that I've made out of shrink plastic, and these will look really great at a wedding. Really nice and fresh with the colours, and I think they really complement each other using the blues and pinks with a hint of yellow. So I hope you got some really good tips and ideas how to make your very own shrink plastic earrings. And don't forget to visit our website, which is sizzix.co.uk. And if you go on Instagram and hashtag mymakingstory, we can also see your makes and ideas.